Well, guess who's back? Back again. We will do it live, and we'll do it live here on December 3rd, 12:21 p.m. here in the snowfields of Valparaiso, Indiana. It's been a long hiatus, but we're back again. Just wanted to check in, say hello, say what's going on around here. What have you been up to, Bart? I been up to a lot of the usual, trading a lot of ES. That's the S&P 500 futures. Got back into silver recently. In fact, I've got 2 silver option trades on the board, both of which are calls that I bought. 100 contracts total there. I had 500. And when did I? So 2 days ago, I sold half. And on Friday of last week, I sold like 100 contracts. I don't know. Anywho, that's where things are. I wanted to just check in, say hello, thinking about, and I've said this before, but now that I have high-speed internet, what? Are you kidding me? Finally, out here in the farm fields, I did have my buddy Elon came by and installed Starlink, had that for a couple of years, and it worked perfectly. It just didn't have much upload speed, plenty of download speed, but now I've got the up and the down. So we're going to possibly consider looking into, if I got the guts, might be too nervous to trade live, because I may have identified a pattern. A pattern in ES, the futures, which then, of course, means SPX, SPY, those instruments as well would have the same pattern. So before we look at that pattern, let me just show you. So I went during the last, I don't know, during some of my hiatus, I wasn't trading a whole lot. Lately, I kept watching the patterns, trying to be more and more patient instead of, trading every move that I could, which I was doing the first several months of my futures trading career. But so far this year, just an update, we are up 36%, right around $600,000. And then I was doing the math yesterday morning because we met with the accountants yesterday afternoon. And in Stacy's account, we're a little over 100. So almost, around 700,000 so far for the year. Pretty nice. And that's why we were meeting with the accountants, coming up with some ideas to help me with some taxes. So I am actually, and in the meantime, I probably a month ago, I took out 50,000, another 50,000 from the account, which makes it a cool million. I've taken out an exactly $1 million from this trading account in 2025. And in fact, today I'm going to take out another 50 and then probably 50 tomorrow, because that's the max they let me take out, because we are going to invest in a private oil drilling fund that the accountants have a relationship with. And it's going to save me so it's going to be 100 grand in, and next year in taxes, it'll save me 35,000 of actual cash from, as a tax hedge. And then in 2025, it is distributed 16%, which is pretty good. And they claim that they're, 12 is usually their goal. They had a little bit better year this year. Hopefully it continues. But what they'd like to do is have the original investment back in our pocket within 5 years. And also then, of course, the tax savings. Now, the tax savings is a 1-year thing, but you know what? Anything I can do, if I'm going to continue to trade and cross my fingers, continue to make money, then I need some tax hedges, because, trading is a lot different than real estate where you get that automatic depreciation. So that's where we're at. 36% up, around 600 grand in this account, 100 grand in Stacy's account. And her account is actually a bigger percentage than mine. Hers is like 44%. Oh boy. So that is what's going on there. Let's take a look. Well, let's take a look at some of the trades. What do we got? You'll see a pattern here. All the ES and just a little bit of silver. But since I believe I've recognized the pattern, I've had one losing day. Are you kidding me? That's luck, right? Could be luck. It's a beautiful trade in silver there. And we had some there's my loss, recent loss on November 4th, 29.50. Then you can see just, having a nice little run here. And then on Friday, sold some of those leaps, a couple hundred contracts, I think I sold on Friday and pocketed 40,000 profit. And then on Monday, wait, what's today? Today's the 3rd. Is it Wednesday? Yeah. So that was Monday. So Monday, had a little baby trade in ES and had a beautiful silver trade. It was that morning, literally at the gym. We're finally back to the gym. We took a huge hiatus from the gym. While we were at the YMCA, I started buying up silver futures, and maybe an hour and a half later, sold them off for a $13,375 profit, and then took some more profit on the leaps. Sold 100 contracts on Monday and pocketed 50,500. So that was a beautiful trade. And then yesterday was $3,000 that we were able to capture in the S&P futures. And so far today, it's like I've only had one little baby trade. Let me see. Where's it at? So up 787.50 today, because I've only had the one trade so far in the ES. So I'm waiting because one of the patterns that I've identified, and you're probably going to roll your eyes and laugh and say, "What? Really? It took you this long to identify that, Bart?" From about 11 a.m. Central Time to 2 p.m. Central Time, not a lot typically goes on in the S&P. So all the big wigs, all the fat cats, they're on their long lunches, drinking their martinis. Then they come back for power hour, and then usually we'll make a move. And this is a perfect example of the pattern that I want to show you is that the ES, again, you could plug in anything for the S&P there. We'll call it, for my purposes, the ES, because that's what I trade, is the futures contracts. They have big flushes down and then grinds up. Decent. So you like a 40 pointer, and then you'll have 20 pointers. And then it's been grinding back up because this market is just going bananas, isn't it? Since April, this market is just on fire. So here's a look back. This is November 20th. Big flush down, sideways consolidation, and then we get a grind up. And we had a couple of big green candles there. But if you look closely, you'll see how many more big, long red candles there are than green candles. Flush down, grind up. Then we had this big grind up, flush. Not a big flush. Flush. Grind up, flush. Flush down, right back up. And then this is today's little spot. Flush down, and it's grinding back up and past where it started today. Crazy. It's really insane. I've been messing around with some indicators. This is the TD Sequence 13. These are all free indicators on TradingView. And just visually, I like it. I just like the looks of it. I'm not saying it's anything to write your trading plan from, but just I like to look at it before I take a trade just to see if I'm in the same groove of the sequence. There's a different sequence trader here, plus the relative strength index. This is the Lux Algo Sequencer 9. And it's just, again, I've said it before, visually, I like to see these things, on these charts. I enjoy that. It helps me with my clarity and my confidence in my trades. Got the same one on silver. Currently made a decent move down, all the way down here. And now it's looking to rise again because silver has been very resilient. With all the banksters and the fraudsters are just losing billions of dollars on all their dirty, rotten short tricks. So that is in a nutshell, and was like, okay, that's all you're going to tell us about the pattern? Well, that's why I want to, no, let me show you. Oh, this is another thing. This Lux Algo Nardaraya Watson envelope. I've been enjoying this as well. And this one is really, you get to these tops and bottoms, that's been working. I don't trade by it, but I confirm by it. And then this should be my levels. I'm still using my levels. There's our big flush. Then our move back up. Flush again. And now we've gone back up. So it is almost a given that ES will flush today before the end of the day. Likely won't do anything for at least another hour. And if it doesn't flush before regular trading hours, it will for sure flush in the evening when all the manipulators are at their terminals and at their trading desks. So that is what I've been identifying. It's not always easy to catch them because one, you don't want to get in front of it because when you have a move like this, you're just going to be destroyed. So then what I've noticed is you have to let it re-establish a level. So this, and you can see I have it marked. And in fact, I've used this for the last 3 days. I put these levels on Sunday. Then I'll adjust them when I think it's necessary. But I think they've all still been working just fine. As you can see, this 47 was a big level to take back. It chop up, tested again. We'll even go down another level and then regained itself right here at 47 before popping again. And then 25 has been a big one that I've been using the last 3 days. And you can see it will flush lower and take out level by level, and then it needs to recapture. And I had my eye on 25 here. I didn't get much of this trade because I was only able to get one contract. The other ones didn't fill. So then I think at 10 points or whatever, now it's probably what a point is, what is it, $50? When am I at, like 750? So whatever, I got 12 points or 13 points. But I could have, if I would have stuck with it, I would have made a nice little pocket full of cash. So levels, flush, recapture, move up. It's kind of eerie. Some of it has been how that has been happening. Now, I don't know what's going to happen when we're not in a bull market. I'll be looking to identify patterns there as well. And when I was coming on here and talking to you more often, I would always say that, which is, when I do a silver or gold trade, it's usually going to be based on the big picture. And that's why I've been using those leaps. And on the ES or anything that you're going to trade on a futures contract, it's really just about pattern recognition. What is the price action? What is the pattern? What's the next level that it's going to either break through or test or break down from? That, my friends, is what's happening here. So I'm going to sign off here, take 50 grand out of the, I gotta get more money working to save taxes on as well. So if I can stack some more assets, I've got the accountants looking heavily into accelerated and bonus depreciation with regard to real estate. And if it is what I think it is, because, I turned my mind off to real estate years ago, but it is my profession and it was able to give me my bankroll to trade. But if that accelerated depreciation, that bonus depreciation can work on single family rentals, duplexes, fourplexes, I'm going to start buying again. If I can avoid a big pocket of taxes every year and stack assets basically paid for by the government, then I'm going to do that. Although I haven't missed rentals. We still have a couple, but I don't miss them in general. But I've got a good buddy that owns a management company now. He didn't when I had all my rentals. So we'd probably just have him manage the rentals so we can keep our carefree lifestyle. We just had a beautiful trip out to Sonoma, California. Amazing time. We've got Boca Raton in January for a week, and then 10 days Marco Island February. I think Mexico in March. I don't know. I got to check with my travel coordinator, my wife, but that's what I got. Hopefully I'll be back more often. Like, subscribe, comment, share this video and this channel with a lovable friend, and I'll see you in the next video.